Hi everybody. My name again is Stuart Schlossman, and for those that don't know, Stuart Schlossman is from Stu's Views and MS News, as well as MS Views and News. We have a blog and we have a website. We have a not-for-profit 501c3 MS organization. We have a weekly e-newsletter, and if you're not receiving this, please register at www.msviewsandnews.org. Also, we are now beginning the Stu's MS Radio. It's blog radio. Okay, so you'll be able to watch this. You'll be able to watch this online and or listen to it online, as well as to call in a number. For further information about this, you'll need to contact me, or you can just find it on my blog or my website. Okay, so what do we want to talk about today? First off, sorry, I apologize for my throat, but I tend to lose this when I speak. All right, so this week's subject is to be about biofeedback. And the reason why I say it like I am is because many times over the years, people ask me what I do for my pain. I suffer from a lot of pain, or I used to suffer from a lot of pain from multiple sclerosis. And many years ago, I learned biofeedback. And I learned it through a specialist who worked with me, and she worked with me for a brief period of time on relaxation techniques. It's really not hypnosis, but it's relaxation and learning how to channel that pain elsewhere. So, be nice to me, because otherwise, I may wake up one day and say, oh, I feel this pain, but I want to channel it to he or she. Yeah, right, okay. It's not quite like that, but I do channel it elsewhere. Maybe I'll give it to an object on my wall, or I'll put the pain somewhere on my desk. Who knows? But the bottom line is I was able to learn how to channel the pain out and not feel it. And so you rarely hear me talk about my pain. In fact, when I'm at seminars, people will ask me about what pain I will feel, and I tell them I'd rather not talk about it. Because as soon as I do start speaking about it, when it concerns me directly, then I'll begin to feel it. So I'd rather not discuss my pain. I'll discuss somebody else's pain, and meanwhile, I just channel it out each and every day. I'll just channel it somewhere. There are days that I wake up with it, or there are days that during the course of the day I will feel pain, and that's when I'll just have to take a few minutes out of my day, get that relaxation technique going, and learn to put it somewhere else. But not everybody could do this. All right, and so there's biofeedback, by the way, can be used for bladder control, bowel control. It's basically to control different. Biofeedback is a subtle training technique used to enhance mind-body control. Yes, I had to read that, all right, because I could not remember that. Biofeedback has not helped me to remember things that I read 5 minutes ago. That's part of our cognitive problems, right? So let's go forward again. Biofeedback is something that I believe a lot of people can learn. And it's not always learning it the way that I was taught it. There are also machines to help you with biofeedback. And attached to this video that you're seeing of me right now are two other videos. The first video describes and defines what biofeedback is and neurofeedback. All right, and that's about 5 minutes long. Then there's another video which is biofeedback training with a Dr. Carla Fry. All right, and in that video is using biofeedback by the use of machinery that they have and how they find what excites you or what's setting off certain nervous system, reflexes, or what is needed to help stimulate the body better. So through that kind of biofeedback, they're using the machines to detect your physical responses to nerve signal strength, or the body temperature, or your blood pressure, your heart rate, the different ways that you move your body, muscle tone, muscle tension. And these are things, though, that they then work with you to teach you how to alleviate symptoms of any of what I just mentioned. All right, so it's important also to know that if you're interested in doing biofeedback, you'll have to find a specialist in your area. And how to find that specialist? Easily enough, Google it, okay? Google anything you want to find. I mean, part of what I'm talking about you right now, I found on Google. Okay, so you know, see if this helps you. See if you're a pain sufferer, if you can find some comfort in the pain that you're feeling by using biofeedback. If you have problems with muscle tension, spasticity, and other things, biofeedback might help this as well. And also, there are many psychologists in different areas of the United States and probably around the world that are also using biofeedback. So again, you know, I hope that my message for you today does help somebody, and that's all I want to ever do, is just help you all. And if you're a caregiver, please, you know, provide this information to the person with MS or a person with another health condition that this might, you know, help as well. Okay, so again, I want to thank everybody for watching today, and we hope to see more of you in the future. And you can find me on Skype these days. Just put in MS Views and News, and I'm sure you'll find me, whether it be on Skype or on YouTube. By the way, you can catch up on any of our previously videoed podcasts. This is a podcast. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/msviewsandnews. Okay, so everybody, thank you again for being with me, and we'll speak with you soon. Bye-bye.
Responds to what happens in the outer world around you, but also to your inner world of thought, perception, and emotion. Indicators like heart rate, respiration, blood circulation, body temperature, and others adjust themselves constantly based on the feedback they get from the body's inbuilt sensors to find the optimal balance and state. These vital rhythms define your very life, your health, wellness, and performance. But what if this activity is out of balance? Behavior and lifestyle patterns. In that case, we should not simply only rely on pills and medication. Lifestyle, stress, or in other words, behavior, can also be a cause for health and performance problems. Many researchers, clinicians, and health professionals are becoming increasingly interested to understand the role of the human nervous system and behavior in health and performance. This is the exciting scientific field where psychology and physiology meet. Biofeedback and neurofeedback refer to technology which enables us to literally see what the body is doing in real time. It's like having a mirror in which we can see the physiological signals of the mind-body system. And this enables us to notice and learn how to gain control over our physiological state, our stress levels, attention and performance. At Mind Media, since 1992, we have led major advances in this field with one simple goal: to create the best bio and neurofeedback technology ever. Now discover the Nexus system and BioTrace software.
Alright gang, this is Solaris's first kick at video training. This is the training for how to run a client through the self-guided biofeedback program. We're going to have it running in the Express Lounge, and it's called Healing Rhythms. We're going to present the biofeedback in two formats. One is one-on-one privately in an office with one of our psychologists or counselors. This is the self-paced program. So the first time guests are going to be using it, and possibly the second and third times, they're going to be needing some feedback and guidance from staff, and this will give you an idea of how to do that. Okay, first thing are the finger sensors. Okay, there's 3 finger sensors, and generally we recommend to put them on their non-dominant hand. So if they're right-handed, put it on their left hand, and there's 3 wires. The middle one is pretty thick. That goes on their middle finger, and their finger rests in there about like that. You don't want it to be hanging out the edge. You can feel it once you try it out. There's a nice little pocket for the fingers to sit in. And then on either side of the middle finger are the other 2 sensors. And the entire game is run by the feedback that the computer picks up from the guest's body. It picks up, I'll show you this, it picks up galvanic skin response. There's little sensors in there. Each one picks up a little bit different thing. Heart rate variability, which is different than heart rate. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But the reason why we leave the dominant hand free is because the person will need their hand to use the mouse to go between screens, but the entire program itself is done through the computer picking up what's going on in a person's body in terms of excitement, relaxation, peace, restfulness, happiness, etc. Okay, so you get a screen at the beginning that says it's just going to check your hardware, and that's fine. And then at the beginning you take and highlight Solaris with a click. Then in the light blue section at the bottom you type Solaris, press enter, then click start program. Okay, here's our intro. And it brings us to the beginning screen, which the client will either choose guided training, which is much more recommended if they have not used this program before. If they've used it 2, 3, 4 times previously and are familiar with biofeedback hardware, they can choose self-exploration. They can choose self-exploration right off the bat. It is a self-guided biofeedback session, but they could waste a lot of time in doing so. These are scheduled for 45-minute sessions, and a person could waste the bulk of that just looking around doing self-exploration until they really know the program. Okay, so from this front screen, over here is the way to get to the IOM graphics, and show people this at the beginning. Give that a click just to give them a quick look-see, and just to explain to you what's going on here. Over here there's a butterfly. The butterfly is for people to watch to set their breathing rate to. The wings flap every 5 seconds, which is a reminder to folks to breathe in to the count of 5 and out to the count of 5. So if you follow those wings, as they close, you want the person to breathe out. And as they open, you want the person to breathe in. Now, down here is, on the bottom, is the skin conductance level, which measures sweat gland activity, and it's extremely sensitive. It changes every nanosecond, in fact. The higher it is, right up here, because I'm talking right now, I've got myself hooked up, the more awake, alert, attentive energy the person has. For some that can be excitement, for some that can be nervousness or being keyed up or angry. But definitely the goal is to get that below the line. However, it's important to note that within an individual biofeedback session, that's what folks want to look at. It can change from day to day quite drastically, and it depends on people's internal states, their body chemistry, and even the weather. So it's not so much important for this part to compare it from session 1 to 2 to 3. It's more important to compare it within the individual session that the person is experiencing. Okay, so this is the indicates relaxation, and that's the direction that you want folks to be heading. In the upper section is heart rate variability. The greater the variability that a person demonstrates, it is connected to indications of positive physical health. And the yellow is the least effective zone. If I kind of sit up and crunch up my muscles, I'll see if I can get it to yellow. I'm pretty relaxed. I'm not getting it to yellow. But this is yellow down here. And then green is when they're entering or exiting coherence. They want to be heading this way to blue. Blue, as I relax. It's a little hard to relax totally while I'm talking, but blue is what they want to be heading for in terms of calming their mind and calming their heart rate and calming their breathing and their muscles. So they can come to this screen anytime they want during their session, and they can sit here and watch it. They can monitor themselves for 6 minutes, 11 minutes, 21 minutes, or 31 minutes. They just go ahead and click however long they'd like to monitor their bodily functions. Oh, I guess once I've started I can't change it, but that's okay. So this is on the IOM grapher, and at any time if they want to change to a kaleidoscope, it's just kind of a funky visual of what's going on. They still have the skin conductance meter here. They still have the coherence meter here and the butterflies, but it's not as specific a feedback. This is really the most informative. This is just funky.